Now on 4, Jonathan Ross in New York with the infamous serpentine illusionists Penn and Tiller, who by the very nature of their act will make you believe you're witnessing something you're not. The snakes are quite safe.
Good evening and welcome. I know you're in that twilight zone between Christmas and New Year once again. You're sitting there twiddling your thumbs, thinking of what you can do with all those turkey leftovers. Well, put down that drumstick and let's do something different. Let's go to New York. I know the flights are booked and the hotels are full, but I can pull a few strings and get us there inside 30 seconds. Plus, I can introduce you to some of the top stars and personalities who hang out in the city that never sleeps. Sound good? Then sit back, relax and enjoy as we take a walk down Broadway once again to a familiar theme.
Direct from New York's Ed Sullivan Theater, it's the show that's got America talking. Tonight with Jonathan Ross.
Thank you. Do you have something hidden in your past? Like Kevin Costner, they brought out a kind of beach bum movie with some steamy sexy. Is there something where you play like an Italian stallion or something? You're waiting to be dusted off and brought out for us to enjoy?
Actually, yes. I am Long Dong Silver. It's... Clarence Thomas could tell you all about it.
He has all your early work on tape.
He has all my early work, yeah.
No,
there's nothing, unfortunately, no. Actually, we have a tabloid here called the National Enquirer, and they've been kind of hounding me my whole life, and they're kind of fun because they're so idiotic that it's very easy to kind of stay one step ahead of them. But one time they had a headline in the Enquirer that said, Michael J. Fox is a chain-smoking, beer-guzzling high school dropout with a criminal record. The only honest headline they've ever had about me. That one I was really proud of. I said, yeah, you got it. That's pretty
They
much
hit
it.
the nail right on the head. Now, let me just ask you, because I've become a father myself recently, and I'm curious about other people's experiences. Were you there at the birth?
Yeah, I was there at the birth and there at the conception, actually.
Well, I'm very
proud to say. Yeah. I had a lot to do with it all the way.
I was going to ask you which one you enjoyed the most, but I won't say that alone. Now, did you actively participate? I mean, did you videotape it?
Unfortunately, there's a far more groaning at the latter, but it's a whole sexual noise joke later, and you'll
Now, what about the actual birth itself, though? Were you taping this event, or did you...
No, I was just hanging on to the bed rails, going, "It's okay, you can do it."
And did you cut the cord or anything?
Yeah, I cut the cord.
When I cut the cord, it took me 5 attempts.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's like a garden hose with a pair of old scissors.
And they do nothing to prepare you for that, do they?
No, nothing at all. There's no warm up. You're not sitting in a little room while your wife is delivering with a garden hose and a pair of shoes, practicing. I'll be with you in a minute.
I think I've got it, honey.
I've almost got it. I'd come at it from the left. That's the way to do it.
2 years now, which I can't believe it's flown so quickly, but 2 years since the famous Harry Met Sally.
Oh, 2 years?
2 years, I believe, and the incredibly well-known and loved fake orgasm scene in that particular movie, which still... and I believe that was someone faking one in the audience right then when I mentioned that. I went to the premiere of that in the UK. Terrific film, and I noticed you were sitting.
There?
I was there. I was selling popcorn,
Wasn't
and
that
you were sitting right next to Princess Diana.
Well, Billy
movie.
got to sit next to Princess Diana.
Now, what was her reaction to that particular scene?
Well, I couldn't see because he kept going like this, staring at her to see what she did. But apparently, she laughed a great deal.
Now,
what a lovely person.
The faked orgasm scene seemed to me, and I wouldn't know about this kind of thing, but seemed to me frighteningly realistic. And I was just curious, and I remember after the movie, and I thought, she did that so well. And then I thought, I wonder if she'd done that before. And would that...
No, you're not the only person who's ever asked me that. That's like the question that I fear the most. I mean, no. Well, I remember the night before I practiced.
Now. and of course I have to ask this now. I mean, could he tell?
No comment.
Okay. But now you're pregnant, so we don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
I have to tell you, the only talk show I've ever done in my life was your talk show in London.
And you've come back for more.
Before and since. This is the second one I've done.
It's lovely. It's great to have you on. I really...
It astounds me that it was, you know, that
because you
it's
see, who else could I ask these kind of questions of?
Exactly, Jonathan. I mean, we have that kind of relationship now.
Now, you've worked with... Well, you must show me how to fake it after the show. Now, let me just establish why we've invited you on. You are, I believe, the creator and the curator of the Nut Museum.
Yes.
Which is in
sole
Connecticut.
Tour guide, sole supporter.
You do the whole thing yourself. Now, for most of us, I think I can speak on behalf of the audience, a nut is a party treat, perhaps a light snack, and that's it. That's about as big a deal. Now, why for you has it become more important?
Well, to me, nuts are more than snack treats. They're treats for the soul. That's the general idea. In other words, we are saying that from nuts you can learn gentleness and respect. They're hard outside sometimes and pricky, but inside is a soft nut.
Rather like people, in fact.
Well, that's right. We bring in the double meaning of the word nut, but we do it very subtly, so you'll have to think.
I'm thinking already, I
All
said
right.
yes. And you've written several songs inspired by your love of nuts.
Yes,
Would you-
the
would you-
nut anthem, nuts are beautiful.
Would you do
That's one.
a little of one of them for us now? Would that be?
So soon?
Well, no
Well.
no time like the present.
Oh, nobody ever thinks about nuts. Nuts can be so beautiful if looked away. Take some home and handle them properly, artistically, and feel a new taste being born.
Everybody.
I was a city councilman for 2 years, a congressman for 9 years, and a mayor for 12 years.
Mayor of this city, New York City, for 12 years.
Yes.
Is that a record?
There are three. There are three mayors. There are three mayors who have been mayor for three terms: LaGuardia, Wagner, and myself.
Three people. Now, what did you achieve? What do you feel looking back on your 12 years in
Well,
office?
when I came in, the city was on its knees, both fiscally and with respect to its spirit. And I brought fiscal stability back to the city with 10 balanced budgets before I left. And equally important, through a sense of leadership, I brought the spirit of the city back.
You certainly helped put it back on the map, I think, because
I like
we
to
knew
think
of it.
yeah.
Now, was there something that you hoped to achieve in that run that you just failed miserably at? Was there one thing that you'd set your eyes on and couldn't achieve?
Yes, I wanted to be mayor for a fourth term.
Yeah, but apart from on that very selfish note, if Mayor Dinkins is doing such a poor job, then how come he got elected and you didn't? How did you lose?
I will tell you why. I will tell you why. I believe basically because of longevity. People get tired of you. They got tired of Margaret Thatcher. And, I happen to
We
think
got tired of her in about 6 months.
I happen to think
she hung on.
I happen to think she was one of your great prime ministers, but we won't argue.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying we got tired of her.
I thought she was terrific. But they get tired of you after an extended period of
and
time.
Think that the grass is greener, a change is...
Well, and in addition, David Dinkins said that his mere election, because he would be the first black mayor, would change race relations in this city. They did. They got worse.
You see, I don't know enough about the city to be able to say whether or not, but I was not surprised, but interested to find that when I spoke to people who work on the show, asked them their opinion of you, they said they wish they had you back. A lot did. Well, would you run again?
No, I will never run again for elective office. I'm very happy where I am, right? And the fact is that I've never been so popular as I am now. That's because I'm not running. The day that I were to announce, they start to kick the hell out of me again.
What would the name of this character be?
This is Popper, a fine old American institution. Popperware is fashioned after Tupperware.
Now, you are the designer and the co-owner, I believe, of, what is it, the pet department store?
The pet department store,
And now
indeed.
tell us about that. How did that come about and what function does it serve?
It is a kind of first city phenomenon. We dress dogs for their comfort, not just for our own. Of course, when you see something like this between wars and earthquakes, it makes a giggle. So we figure that we bring some smiles to faces, but also keep some white dogs clean and some dogs dry
So
when they're
it's not
wearing...
just for fun, it's not just you having fun dressing your pets up, there's a purpose behind this particular fetching outfit.
Always, to keep them warm. There are many big dogs who are without an undercoat, and when they are overheated in our American lifestyle, Often they come out into the cold weather and really chill.
It looks very nice. And now you wear something underneath this, is that right, Papa?
Yes, I'm about to show you that.
So what kind of people would be buying these sort of outfits for their pets?
Country people who have to keep their dogs warm, and city people who want them out of the ice and out of the snow. We have some in the back who can't wait. Come on.
I can't wait to come out and show you. Now he's
there we are.
Now what would this be underneath? This is a kind of...
This is what we call a sunsuit, but it's actually beat the heat.
Beat the heat.
This is probably the ultimate in birth control.
Oh, I see.
Since not even the Dobermans and Dalmatians have learned to use Velcro.
Blimey, and I bet they try to get in as well. Let's have a look at some of the other designs. Now here we have, this is a particularly fetching outfit, a beautiful Dalmatian. Now, people at home might be thinking, now Dalmatian has a beautiful coat already, proud-looking animal, and are you humiliating him a bit by dressing him in pink and...
Well, for one thing, after they've been in their outfit once or twice, they know that only good things come when they're in their jogging outfit. Yeah. We say, gentlemen, throw away your Gucci loafers and your Rolex watch. It's how will your dog's jogging suit match?
It's a kind of status symbol. You're performing here in New York, I believe. You have a little act going on somewhere?
A little act.
Yeah.
I have a off-Broadway show, Jonathan.
Oh, good to hear. And you're still smoking, I see.
Yes, I am. I am smoking in the show, actually. The show is called No Cure for Cancer.
And this is a filthy habit, as I've told you before, a disgusting, filthy habit, and you shouldn't be proud of it.
Jonathan, you know, I was told that if anybody lights up during the show in the theater, you actually get kicked out of the building. Is that correct? Isn't Ed Sullivan?
That is one of the rules.
So if I actually light this baby right now, you have to go back to England, right?
Maybe it's not such a bad
so
habit.
Hold that thread over your head.
No, we've asked you on because we want you to do some reporting for us, because I know you're not a native New Yorker, but you live here in Manhattan, and we wanted someone to give us a kind of a New York perspective on things, which you've kindly agreed to do. Now, first off, it's lunchtime here. Obviously, it's later at home. It's kind of like 6:45, I guess. It's lunchtime here. I thought maybe we could do something on food. Would that be agreeable?
Yeah.
So if you were to go out now, would you be able to show me a good place to eat, a place, maybe a healthy place, a fun place, some place that if British tourists are coming over here, they could head straight for?
A place with crack or without crack?
A place that has a crack section and a non-crack section.
Okay, all right, good. We can take you to that place.
Okay, Dennis, pick a camera, any camera. I recommend that one.
Here.
Okay.
I think he's got crack with him. Come on, follow me.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis Leary, ladies and gentlemen. Bid him farewell.
Come on.
He's going to go off, as I said, out into the dangerous streets of New York to report back for us, basically, so we don't have to. Obviously, I should imagine some great changes in this country. When you started off with the Supremes some time ago, and you went through the period when black activism first came about in this country, I guess. Have things changed drastically? Do you think things have changed?
I think things definitely have changed, but at a petty pace. Maybe things could be changing faster, but there has been change, and I'm an optimist, and I really do see that we have moved forward from the past. But I think things go at a petty pace and really quite slow. Should be much more happening, I think, much more freedom.
Yeah. What do you think why do you think that is? Why do you think things do happen so slowly? What's blocking the progress?
People's concepts about other people. People's there's usually some kind of I'm usually not this involved in these kinds of conversations, but to me, it's always a pecking order. Sometimes you like to feel bigger about yourself by putting somebody else down. Yeah. And I think that's just a nature and a natural thing that people do, and they're brought up by their parents and ideas that have been brought to them over the years. So I think you bring a lot of that with you, and it takes a long time to make those changes, to change people's minds about images of people and let people feel equal rather than someone trying to feel better than someone else. So I think it just takes time. Again, I say there has been incredible changes since when I grew up in the 60s and traveling in the South and some places like that. I think there have been major changes not only for blacks in this country but for women. But I'm saying that the pace seems very slow. It's a petty pace. If you look at things in the big scheme of things, it's...
Overall, it's a tiny bit. You remain optimistic.
Yes, I do.
You don't live here. You live in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
I do. I live in Los Angeles. I've been in New York a lot, but I think I have that West Coast personality that people don't really know me for. So.
Well, it's that the kind of laid-back,
Yeah, it's that kind of laid-back thing, relaxed, boring, casual, jogging pants sort of stuff.
But do you enjoy being here? I mean, is it true that you can walk around in this city as opposed to any other without being hassled, without being troubled?
No. No, and not necessarily troubled. It's just, it's a city about people connecting. It's all about people connecting, different cultures connecting, people talking to each other, people saying things, people seeing each other. And if you're on television or if you're on the cover of a magazine, that can be a little painful.
People just want to talk to you about it and maybe...
Hey, like that tie, you know.
That kind of thing, yeah. You have that too, do you? Now, great movie last year, Silence of the Lambs, a fine, fine film, which really, you know... And I love the book it was based on as well. Will there be a sequel? And if there is a sequel, because it's left very open at the end there, would you be in it?
I hope so, yeah. Thomas Harris is working on the book now, so we'll see who plays in the next novel.
Yeah, so if Starling is in it again, you would reprise that role?
I would love to, yeah. We're all looking forward to it, and Jonathan and myself, everybody's looking forward to it.
Now, I'm curious, because here's a film which is gripping, which is thrilling, which is quite disturbing. Is that fun to make, or is that troubling to make?
No, it's a blast. Great. No, it was great. You know, and mostly because it's just great literature. It's a great piece of fiction, and it's engaging. It was beautifully shot, and everybody was really fun. Jonathan Demme, as you know, is a fine character, and everybody knows him as a humorous guy. He's like Married to the Mob and movies like that. And his sets are really very human, very fun sets. So I had a great time. And
Mr. Hopkins, of course, a fine performance from him as Hannibal Lecter, which surprised me because he turned into kind of a cult figure. People actually seem to be quite fond of him, this man-eating person.
I think he's enjoying his cult status as well. I think he's liking that. In fact, I noticed him on your show, trying to bite your face off or something.
That's right, yeah, he babysits for me now as well. Which is, where, oh where, I wonder, has Dennis Leary chosen for his first roving report? Let's find out. Dennis, where are you?
Jonathan, I'm down here at the Carnegie Deli, practicing two of my inalienable rights as a citizen of these United States. Freedom of speech and meat, okay? Freedom to order meat in a loud voice, freedom to suck that meat down as quickly as I want, freedom to make as much noise as I want while I'm sucking it down, freedom to wipe my hands on my shirt. Jonathan, we're talking freedom and meat. Here at the Carnegie Deli, all they serve is meat.
So all they serve is meat? I'm a bit shocked at that. You sure they serve nothing else, like fish, tuna fish, something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they have a tuna salad sandwich on the menu just in case some meat eater brings his pussy friend along for lunch. But other than that, it's just good old-fashioned aorta popping, artery blocking, high cholesterol, low survival rate meat.
So we're talking meat then. What's that sandwich you have in front of you?
This sandwich, Jonathan, this is hot pastrami on rye with ham, cheese, bacon, fried egg, rump steak, and liverwurst.
And what would go with pastrami, bacon, cheese, ham, fried egg, rump steak, and liverwurst sandwich?
Bowl of mayonnaise and a nice big pot of hot steaming coffee.
So you're on a diet then,
Yes.
Dennis?
I'm on the men's diet, Jonathan. This is the way men were meant to eat. Let me tell you something. If I own this place, I'd only make a couple of changes. Number one, no tables, no chairs. Number two, no plates, no bread, okay? Just raw meat right off the bone. And only men would be allowed to eat here, okay? As a matter of fact, naked men. Naked men sitting around a big, giant campfire sucking down meat. And no men's room. You gotta go to the bathroom, you go wherever you're sitting, okay? Mark your territory. And if some guy has a heart attack while he's sucking back the meat, hey, we throw him on the fire, more meat for the other meat eaters.
Right, but isn't all that meat bad for you, Dennis?
Exactly the point, Jonathan, the danger of it. Some people go bungee jumping, I suck back pastrami. Man. Hey, this sandwich needs more bacon over here. I can feel my arteries blocking already. Every bite takes 5 years off your life. See this guy sitting behind me? That's the last sandwich he's ever gonna eat, boy. Yep, those are the last bites of his life, and he's enjoying every single one of them. Matter of fact, this might be the last bite I ever take. Nope. Maybe this one. Nope. There's a piece of fat over here. This could definitely be the last bite.
Well, I believe one of the most translated living authors, if not the most translated.
I'm the 5th most translated writer in the world. It had to be Lenin, Tolstoy, Gorky, and Jules Verne, and they're all dead.
Now, why do you think that is? Why have your books been translated so widely? What is the appeal of
I'm a great writer.
Well, but apart from the obvious, what do you put in the books that really get people going, do you think?
Well, they used to say it's sex and violence and all that good stuff, and I carried then, but actually, little old ladies are writing sexy things that I ever wrote.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something out there. It's a lot of fun, though. Writing's a job with me. It keeps the smoke coming out the chimney. I have a lot of fun.
I read somewhere you said I'm a writer, not an author. Is that right? What does that mean? What's the difference?
Writers make money. I'm in a business to make a loot. That's it. I like to sit down with my 2 fingers and pound out a story. I have a product, and I'm glad everybody likes it. It's a lot of fun. I write the kind of stuff I like to read.
And do you rewrite much? Do you take time polishing your prose?
Never rewrite. If I can't do it the first time, the second time won't be any better.
But you have acted. You played Mike Hammer yourself once, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I look very tall. You know, being that I'm only 5'8", everybody expects Mike Hammer to be very big, but I look real tall in the picture because I was in charge of casting. If they were any bigger than that, I wouldn't hire them.
I was interested about, you've been working with Woody Allen.
Yes.
We had Jodie Foster on the show a while ago. She's, I believe, in the same movie.
Yes.
And I was fascinated. She said that she didn't get to meet hardly any of the other actors. She didn't know much about the movie. Is it the same case with you?
Yes, but we made, I'm a little afraid to say all this because I'm sure I've said so much I'll probably never work with Woody again. Because she's supposed to be quite secretive about it, but Jodie and Kathy Bates and I played prostitutes. And in the early 1900s, and we would piece together little things, you know, we would, because we only did 4 or 5 scenes, and we worked with John Cusack, and we worked with Mia, but I saw John Malkovich in the dressing room one day, but that's all I saw, and I'd heard that Madonna had been there.
And so you really don't get to meet any of the other actors?
No, well, the ones you work with, and work with Woody, of course, saw Woody, but a wonderful thing about it is you keep very regular hours. You go to work, you know, at a normal hour, and you go home just as the twilight's coming. We'd go across the bridge to Manhattan from Queens, you know, and the city would be so beautiful. So that was a big plus.
Now, I believe you worked with, well, Madonna was on the film. You told us you didn't work with her. Recently on the Joan Rivers show, I believe you said that you were her #1 fan. Is that correct?
Well, you might say that. What I did is Joan is an old friend of mine, so I wore a brassiere over my, over my clothing. I wore a brassiere under my jacket, and Joan didn't notice it. You know, that's all. And I was teasing Joan because I said that I was the president of Madonna's. When she finally noticed it, then I told her, I said, I don't know why you're reacting this way. I said, you know, I'm the president of Madonna's fan club, and we're bound by honor to wear our brassieres over our clothing. And then I said, in fact, we have your membership for application, and we've, your application for membership, and we're now considering it, you know. Anyway, then, of course, she came back later and had a brassiere over her
I should
clothing.
hope so, too, yes.
You're going to do an animal
okay, we'll do it.
We'd love to see this.
We've got a...
you need me for this, or can I stay here?
No, yeah, you just stay out of our face. We have here a pillowcase, and in it is Mendelssohn, who is our live snake here. And I want to make sure that this trick really means nothing if you don't know this is a live snake. Let me just show you that. Oh, there's one gone. So long. But here is you going to leave too? You can leave too. So long. Nice to see you. There's only one. This is indeed a live snake. Can you see that? Are you phobic of snakes? Because could you just touch it and make sure it's a real snake? Does it feel warm to you? You liar, it's cold-blooded. But here we have this is an actual live snake, isn't it? That's not. You can go back now, it's no problem. I wouldn't possibly go near you again here. We're just going to show you a little thing we did. And I'd like to point out, this really does hurt the animal. You'll like this. Oh, no, let me get a chance here. This is now watch his head, watch his little tongue come out. Make sure we don't switch it there. I just want to show you this. This is the old cut rope. There we go, and there's a little piece for you, and a little piece of snake there. Yeah, get some up there. There's some snake for you.
We're out of time here.
Of course, the snake is all.
The snake
back.
is whole, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, stay out of the video booth.
You can make all my dreams, and if you do me, I'll even let you break the dishes. Martika's kitchen, baby. The table is set, the oven is hot. Baby, when we get started, won't it ever stop? Come on, baby, let me hear you say you